the horizon. I didn't get to go back and say goodnight to you, did I? Well, how's that for an introduction as we go beyond the harbour again? We finally got back to doing some videos. Sorry for the long gap with no stuff going on, but had a few weeks there with some really bad cluster headaches. I'm talking Kip scale 6 and above most of the time there, so I wasn't feeling too good and not really up to doing any videos. However, we seem to be almost out of the cluster here. So hopefully things will get back to normal. We're back here with Beyond the Harbour, some more ICO, and a Minotaur Hotel just had a big update, so there'll be plenty more of that coming on. Anyway, that's enough of that introduction. So let's pick things up where we left off. Darkness floods into my world again, as the sea and everything in it vanishes into nothing. I tapped my foot impatiently. I see you doing that. Why don't we just head in already? Sam's voice cuts through the air like a claw through skin. I mean, I'm not the only one sick of waiting, obviously. He's been scratching the same wound for maybe 20 minutes now. He won't stop. I told V we'd be waiting for outside at 11. It's only just now 11:15. Stop worrying about it. He groans, shoving his hands into his pockets. As much as I'd like to go in myself, a promise is a promise. I pull out my phone, but as soon as I see my reflection on the black screen, I shove it back in my hoodie's pocket. I forgot to plug the thing in last night after it died. I was pretty peeved about it when I was getting ready to leave. Now I have no way to call for help for monster attacks or something. Heh, monsters. Fuck this stupid phone. Oh, listen, I'm just saying. I swear to God, what's your deal? Sam folds his arms and shoots me a glare. I'm hungry. We've been waiting out here for like 20 hours and I just want to order a fucking sandwich or something. Okay, so... And then I had to go out of the way to pick up him. Remind me, why is he here? I gently cut my face with my hands, tired of explaining this. I told you I asked him to come before you even showed up last night. As far as I knew, I was just going to be meeting up with V and Dawn by myself. Can you honestly blame me for wanting to bring a little backup? He rolls his eyes. I guess. But why him? The cat, without uncrossing his arms, gestures towards the iguana. He wouldn't be my first choice to deal with your ex. In response, Trev only slinks further away. He's no good at hiding, of course, being as big as he is. Stop it, dude. Sam shrugs. Fine, I get it. The cat digs his hands into his pockets and pouts a bit. I'd still really like to get something to eat. All right, well, why didn't you just eat back at the house? I had, like, cereal and shit. Sam grunts. I wasn't hungry for then. I'm hungry now, okay? Are you sure this is even about that? I point a bony finger at him. Admit it, you're not even hungry. He tilts his head, for I had already prepared this retort. I've known you since middle school. You ate barely any more than I did back then. Why'd you just start getting sudden cravings now? The cat's glare becomes a little hurt as he backs off the offensive. I don't know, okay? What about you, huh? What about me? You're fucking losing it, Sam. I'm sorry. We're caught off guard as Trav speaks up for the first time since we picked him up. I should have just walked here. Sorry for making you go out of your way to get me. Trev, no. I know you wanted to walk here. I asked Sam to get you. I turned back to Sam. And you said you'd be down forever last night, didn't you? What's the big deal if Trev comes too, huh? I asked him to come. You just invited yourself. The cat's brow furrows as I cut him off. His open mouth closes into a disappointed frown. I groan. Look, I'm not mad at you, okay? Just cool it with the attitude. Sam looks down and holds one of his arms behind his back. A little uncanny seeing that from anyone but Trev, who's currently rubbing his shoulder uncomfortably. We can head in, all right. I wanted to meet her out front, but I guess she's running behind. Sam seems genuinely shocked I caved in like I did. Guess I'm a little shocked too. He looks me down over to Trev and then returns his gaze to me. Yeah, that's fine. He shakes his head and sighs, looking away from me. 1 step, 2, and then he dashes into the building. I turn my gaze over to Trev, whose eyes unglue themselves from the sidewalk and link with mine for maybe the second time today. Sighing, I take a step towards the iguana. Listen, Trev, don't... I'm cut off, however, as Trev suddenly takes a step back, raising his arms to defend himself. He quickly shakes his head, muttering apologies too quickly for me to fully understand. As his head turns, I catch another glimpse of the damage Trev's been hiding. A smallish patch of discoloured scales underneath his left eye, lined with a long scar where the skin broke. He's been trying his best to hide it, which is to say, obviously, neither Sam or I dared bring it up. Even if he hadn't called me crying last night, I would have known exactly how he got it. I'm going to kill that man. I'm going to end his fucking life. Despite my wayward thoughts, I smile at the iguana offering him my hand. It's okay, come on. Sam's going to get himself in trouble if we don't keep an eye on him, don't you think? Trev sniffles, wiping a tear away from his eye. There's not a drop of hostility in my voice. I'm sure he's picked it up. After briefly hesitating, he takes my hand in his own. Yeah, good idea. Stepping into the cafe proper, I'm blasted with the overwhelming sense of people. People sitting and talking, people waiting in lines, people coughing. I guess it's been a while since I've been here. Forgot how busy it could get. Sam needs to charge in, a good deal ahead of us. Trevor, on the other hand, is staying close to me. I flick my tail back a bit more than I usually do, and it brushes against him. Sorry, Trev. I didn't know you that close. He coughs. Where did you want to sit? The iguana scans the dining area, using his height to his advantage. I'm a little jealous of tall guys like him, though being short has its advantages sometimes. Do you see any booths that are open? A clean one, preferably. He perks up and brings a scaly finger to his mouth. Well, I'm looking for a half booth with a chair. If that's okay with you, I need a chair with a big enough opening to fit my tail through. I nod and slow my pace a bit. I've always taken my own manageable tail for granted. Clothes shopping would probably be a nightmare for Trev if his dad didn't pass all his clothes off to him. The downside of that being that Trev dresses like an asshat. Oh, there's one. I turn back to the imposing figure standing behind me as he points his clawed finger to a secluded section of seats in the corner. Is that okay? I shrug. Well, I can't really tell from here, but I assume so if it's up to your standards. Trev gives off another awkward chuckle and puts an arm behind his head. I mean... He cuts himself off with a small laugh. His eyes widen suddenly as he clutches his pocket for his life. sorry, I have to run to the restroom. I blink. Oh, sure. He nods quickly and trots off. I'll reserve a table. Come find me when you get back, okay? No response, even though I'm pretty sure he heard me. I shake my head. Hope he's okay. I step into the dining area, and I'm actually in here. It doesn't feel nearly as crowded as I expected it to be. Despite that, though, there's still next to no seats available. Well, no desirable ones anyways. There are a few half booths available near the window, though upon closer inspection they're all pretty gnarly looking. Maybe I can wipe one of them down myself? I groan. Ugh, fucking... I throw my hands up and turn around. There's usually a napkin dispenser over by the drinks, right? Does this store even have a drink station? After a bit of wandering, I find it. Instead of the usual soda dispensers, however, there are big vats full of different types of lemonade and tea. How many types of lemonade do you need, anyways? Citrus, a guava, blood orange? Besides, if you're adding other fruits, doesn't it become punch? Or is it punch only if you've added alcohol? Yuck, alcohol fucking sucks. Makes me think of that time we stole Don's mom vodka and... Ollie? Ollie, hello? Eh? The imposing bear standing before me breaks my train of thought. Wait, what was I thinking about again? Oliver Blanche, hey, hello. She waves her hand in front of my face. I can smell whatever soap she's been using. It's kind of subtle but flowery. Oliver, are you all there? I blink a few times before she fully registers in my brain. Oh, V. She frowns and folds her arms across her chest. Eesh, that's only become worse since I moved out. What am I going to do with you, space rat? We're supposed to meet outside, remember? Oh, shit. So I waited around for a few minutes, but you never showed. I tried texting you. I reach into my pocket to check my phone and hold down the power button. Nothing. Fuck. So you... She stops herself with a sigh, resigning whatever anger she was harbouring for the time being. She rubs her temples with her fingers. I'm sorry. This hasn't been the best week for me, if you couldn't tell. I frown, but feel relief wash over me as her anger subsides into something else entirely. Disappointment can't cave my face in. If there's any one person I fear, truly fear that is, it's her. So what were you doing exactly? You've been staring at that lemonade for like at least a minute. And no, that doesn't account for the amount of time you had possibly been staring before I walked over here. I open my mouth to reply, but she cuts me off. Whatever, it's not important. Do you at least have a table reserved already? I look over her shoulder at the table I thought I'd claimed, see if it was still untouched. There's a lone cat sitting at it. Fuck. I never told her Sam would be here. She's in a bad mood. And he is being pissy. As soon as he opens his mouth, she's going to murder him. I'm going to witness a murder today. Yo, V, looks like you actually made it. Oh, God. He gets up and walks over. Samuel Wong? Her expression shifts from one of surprise to one of anger. What? Why are you here? Not that I'm shocked to see you skipping classes on a Friday. He raises his chin and slits his eyes, tilting his head at an angle. The cat may as well have a knife pointed at him, but he smirks in the face of imminent death. That's Sam, all right. Oh, not a lot. I thought it'd be a good weekend to catch up with Ollie, so I was on my way out to surprise him. Funny seeing you here, though. Say, did you follow me? V's face goes dark, a silent expression of rage. I hold my breath. She slowly raises her arm to point at Sam. I can practically see the sparks dance across her hand as the welling energy inside stirs. The cafe shakes, lights blink and stutter, and the cafe patrons look on in horror as the anger seeping out of V causes the earth below her feet to erupt. Unending hatred oozes from the darkness, permeating her face. Her eyes are no longer those of a mortal, but those of a vengeful god. Sam, though, always one to laugh in the face of danger, takes another step towards his demise. Hey now, what's that look for? Aren't you happy to see me? I can only watch in dread as the feline seals his fate. There are no returns. He's a dead man. May you find peace in the afterlife. I offer my near silent prayer, and V breathes. In the time between seconds, the gods have mercy. Volcanoes cease erupting. The coming tsunami is halted. The world won't end after all. Well, not today. No, I'm not happy to see you. She shakes her head. If you're out of the loop, this isn't a good weekend. But of course, you found your way into the loop, didn't you? He places his hands on his hips and sticks out his tongue. I'd heard I'm pretty good at that one, you think? He says that, but he doesn't. That's all too well for your own good. It's going to get you incarcerated one of these days. Her face goes dark again before she resumes speaking. But never mind that. You want to tell me why you're here? Sam smiles and beckons back to the table with his tail. Oh, please allow me to enlighten you, my lady. I steadily down my water as V settles further into a seat. Sam's taken to tapping his fingers on the table to the tune of the radio. Don't know what it is about water, but nothing's more refreshing these days. I totally didn't steal it. Is filling a water cup I found on the floor stealing anyways? I still haven't seen Trev since we came in. Hope he's doing okay. Hoping is all I can do, really. I'm just glad V wasn't particularly angry when I told her he tagged along too. They get along fine, I guess. So then, the cat's ears perk up and his eyes lock with V's. I think I already said it, but it's good to see you, Ollie. The overwhelming intensity of the polar bear's eyes turned to me, leaving Sam to bite the dust. It's good to see you too, V. The cat's posture drops a bit, but V isn't paying attention. She elegantly takes a sip of her coffee, pinky out as she holds the cup. I wish circumstances were better, though. I nod, folding my arms. I'm still happy to see you. It's been 2 years. She thinks for a second, and after the gaze of her head turn, she opens her mouth to answer. Not one to resign to his fate, though, Sam takes this opportunity to interject. 3 actually. Came up last time I was visiting Ollie. You know, last year. Her eyes narrow, but she doesn't silence him. Not yet. I try to keep Ollie caught up, don't want to keep him too out of the loop. I mean, poor guy never hears from his best friends. Sam. It's a good thing he knows me, otherwise he probably wouldn't have known you were close to your bachelors. The cat cuts V off completely and utterly, leaving her dumbfounded. And what about your title? You're bragging all over campus that no one could. I mean it when I say it. The words echoes a low growl, and the fur on the back of my neck stands on edge as I hear it. Sternly, she turns her head back to me. I'm sure this brat has been talking all kinds of trash about me. He's not entirely wrong, though. I'm sorry we haven't caught up in a while, Ollie. You know how it is. School eats up nearly all of my time. Well, you have any free time? You're training, right? She nods. Yep, exactly. You know how it is. Oh, now more than ever. The light in her eyes fades a good deal as she breathes out. What about you, though? Have you been keeping busy? Have you been working or studying? Sam laughs when we both turn back to him. Ollie working? Oh, there's no way. Guy crumpled into a ball the second anyone tried to employ him. I roll my eyes. He's not entirely wrong, though. Considering how well I deal with V's sternness, I could only imagine how rough I'd have it with some holier-than-thou manager. The bear doesn't want to shrug off Sam's interjection, though. You don't have to be such an ass about it, Wong. She places her hand on my shoulder and I flinch instinctively. You're capable. You just have to put yourself out there. School is an option too, though. I'm sure you're applicable for financial aid and your parents will be more than happy to help you pay for the rest. I know, I just don't know what I'd go for. She lets go of me and folds her arms. You're still writing, aren't you? Your poems? Sam perks up at the mention of my old hobby. Oh yeah, I forgot about that shit. I swear to God, you have to be so rude all the time. Sam turns his nose up to the bear. You say that like I've been awful. This is how Ollie and I normally talk. You're the one over here forcing him around trying to get him to get a job or whatever. He didn't ask you to be his mom, V. Oh, of course. But why would... I clasp my head in my hands as the painful throbbing within intensifies. The air itself is on fire and the cafe drips like wax into a melting mass of darkness. I cling to the table for what life I still live, as every living body is thrown into the mess. My brain erupts into a cacophony of aching echoes in tune with its suffering. The spiders resting inside set to work, laying their silk across the folds that no thought could possibly escape through. The patter of activity is nothing new to me, blank thoughts and ache trapped in a prison of my own making. The world dims yet further as I hold my head there, attempting to keep it affixed to my neck. Right on time, that curious sensation. Weight is intensified as I gain their support. The hands holding my head double, triple, quadruple. An infinite number of spindly fingers supporting my descent into thoughtlessness. The voice, just on the brink of thought, speaks in a raspy tone I'm all too familiar with. Hey, Sam, are you? Ollie, are you okay? Huh? I'm pulled from my trance as I'm gently shaken by my friend. You hanging in there? You look not great. Sorry. I'm worried about Trev. I cough, attempting to refocus my thoughts. He's been in the bathroom since we got here. V tilts her head. It is odd, yeah. She leans forward, pressing her body into the table, just enough space to squeeze past her. Why don't you go and check on him? I nod, standing up and sidling my way around the massive bear. Yeah, good idea. Sam snickers as I emerge back out into the open seating area. Well, if Ollie's heading off, it looks like we're going to have some quality alone time. Yuck. I push open the heavy bathroom door with my knuckles. I have vague memories of this door always being gross on the outside. Sure enough, my right hand is sticky now. Wonderful. The faint yellow hue of the room is somewhat ominous on top of that, as the overbearing fluorescent lights beat down on my skin. Sort of a mini bathroom, only one stall and a urinal. What if anyone else has come in here to contest Trev's spot? Speaking of Trev, there's a faint weeping echoing from the stall. It couldn't be anyone else. I step a bit close to the door. Surely he heard me come in. I cough politely, hoping maybe he'll notice and I don't have to call out for him. Still just sobs though. Damn it. I turn on the sink, keen on scrubbing the years of filth stained on my knuckles. That one sounds a lot cooler if you get it with just sticky bathroom door residue. With the faucet off, I flick a bit of the water hanging onto my fingers back into the sink. I place my hands underneath the air dryer and it springs to life, blowing the water away. It doesn't take long to achieve total dryness. Oh, thank God for these things. Even after it's done though, still only sobbing from the stall. Not particularly keen on interrupting him, I lean up against the sink and jam my hands into my pocket. Shortly after, I began to feel the water I flung all over the place soak into my back. Oh, whatever. It'll dry. The hum of the vents above isn't helping the ambience at all. Really. It feels like something sinister is living above. I can imagine how spooky this place is at night. I'll just say something to him. Hey, Trev? The weeping silenced itself with a quiet gasp. It's just me. We were worried about you. Are you okay? Yeah. The stale bathroom air thickens as silence persists, only broken by occasional sob from the iguana. I'm sorry I worried you. It's okay. I cut him off entirely before he manages to apologise. We sit there for a bit, awash and awkward. His breath is quiet but noticeable. He's hurting, not sick. I can see his lower half underneath the stall. He's fully clothed and sitting on the floor. His scaly arms are wrapped around his legs, pulling himself into an upright fetal position. As much as I'd like to follow up on toning down the apologies, I can't bring myself to speak again. Everything feels wrong. I don't like this. If I had to guess... Yo, you guys touching peepees without me in here? My thoughts interrupted as Sam burst into the formerly quiet room, slicing the atmosphere in half with a precision strike. I grasped at the air, flexing my arms in a furious manner. I managed to avoid screaming, thankfully, but Trev... I bet you took off a minute ago. The fuck's taking you so long? Does Trev have the shits? There's another rustle in the stall. I opened my mouth to speak, but... give me a second, Sam. I'm coming. The toilet flushes and I hear the sound of his creaking bones coming from the other side of the stall. His body is agonised and over-moving again. I stand up and walk towards the iguana, but he shakes his head to keep me at bay. Sorry. There's a loud pop in his hips as he saunters over to the sink. I look over at Sam, who simply shrugs. The drive to the bus terminal is awkward, but thankfully short. Sam and I banter back and forth a bit while Trev stays silent in the back seat. His silence is magnifying the pain tenfold, and we're both feeling it. Trev has a profound effect on people, and we've been caught in his gravitational pull. We find some measure of relief as Sam pulls the car into park. All right, remember how to get there, Ollie? I think we take a left at 4th and then a right. Oh yeah, the station is... I remember. Waiting here for you. You never came. It's just off Main Street. Cool beans, let's get a move on then. Last thing you want to do is piss V off more, huh, Ollie? I ignore the cat, locking eyes with the iguana instead. I'm doing my best. Can you see that, Trev? Yo, V! As we approach the terminal, Sam's already caught up to her. My short legs usually lead me to lagging behind, but keeping Trev on pace has only exacerbated the issue. Finally, there you guys are. We approach her, standing at the centre section. After a short time apart, we're reunited again. No, we're still missing one. Sam and V argue over something, but I tuned them out a minute ago. My body's been racked with severe... something for the last few minutes. I don't know what time it is, but something in my head tells me it's fast approaching. I stare down at my hands. The shadowy fingers have begun wriggling through my right hand, and I attempt to make the same gesture. Sure enough, as I do, more emerge. It's a strange sensation. I can feel them, and yet I can't. I don't care anymore. My brain has been racing a mile a minute, thoughts screaming out at me from every crevice of my mind. It's difficult, but in time I manage to quiet them down as well. My thoughts go blank, however, as a single scrawny arm raises slowly from my body, pointing its gaunt fingers towards the curb. At least, I think they're pointing. The hand's gesture is difficult to read, being cloaked in somewhat translucent shadow. In the time between thoughts, another hand rises to meet it, and another, and another. The hands all point in the same direction, and mine follows them in turn. My own finger marks a spot along the curb of the central terminal, where a long bus is slowly pulling in. Hey? V turns to me and then looks to where I've been pointing all along. What's up, Ollie? Is that the one? I don't know how I know it. I just do. The blue bus I'd specified exhausts loudly as it pulls into a full stop. Slowly, the doors open. A man steps out, followed by some young-looking kids, a woman in a suit, a few more men. And then the flow of people stops altogether. My heart sinks into my stomach. It couldn't be. I was so sure. Where could he... I'm closing the door, moving on if you don't get off now. I barely catch him mumbling something along the lines of, God, am I in a trash under her breath. Yeah, Christ, give me a moment to get my stuff together. The stop was announced a minute ago. You had plenty of time to do so. So you tell me, you think you have the right to hold up my job? Fuck, isn't it your job to get people around? Isn't that what the government pays you to do? The driver opens her mouth to speak, but a third arm reaches into viewing distance with the finger raised to silence her. I know that arm. If his voice didn't make it obvious, that certainly did. I'm leaving, and don't think I didn't hear that shit you whispered. gone. Nice work, Harmonious. I've been enjoying this one. So yeah, that was the second video, the difficult second video, where I'm not sure if I got everyone's voices memorised or not, so I always worry I've got it wrong. That happens every single time. I'm really enjoying this VN, so we're definitely going to be carrying on with this one. From what I read at the end, which I didn't bother recording, looks like we're on Trev's route, so we're going to continue with that one, definitely. And I might add another one on as well. I'm kind of doing the same thing with Socially Awkward. I might add on another route. I haven't decided yet to either of these. We'll see how everything goes, because a bit of a long break due to issues. So if things go back to normal here, I might do that and have at least two versions, though. I think it's one of those ones you have to play every route, which I will do on my own time. But if you're just watching the videos, you might not know everything that's going on. So it's worth getting a hold of Beyond the Harbour yourself and giving it a full playthrough. But I hope you enjoyed this one. It's kind of good to be back doing these, and I'm looking forward to the next update of Beyond the Harbour. The next video is going to be Cetus ICO Part 2. So that will hopefully just be a couple of days or so. And then I have something different planned, and plenty more Minotaur Hotel password, all that kind of fun stuff. So until next time, bye for now.